Let us review our study of the Decalogue, or the Ten Commandments. Deca means 10, log means words, 10 commandments. This is part of the covenant that God made with the people of Israel. Commandments 1 and 2 are about relationship with God. God is liberator. Trust God. God is the true God. God liberates. God gave the commandments in order to pull people away from slavery and live properly together in society. So the laws point away from slavery and point towards living together freely, happily, fulfilled in society. The commandments 4 to 10 are about relationships with others. The commandment number 4 points to respect and honor to people who transmit to us life. Respect and honor life. People who transmit to us fulfillment, growth, happiness, maturity. 5 to 10 point to our relationships with others, knowing the limits of our relationships. We can do whatever we want to do anything we want to do, but know the limits. At a certain point in relationships, there are limits, but we are free to do anything we want to do. Again, just respect the limits. Do not abuse freedom and dignity. The third law is sandwiched between relationship with God and relationship with others. This is the Sabbath law. It is sandwiched between the two. Here we see the attitude that is presented to us, the attitude of the Sabbath distance. Remember that during the 7 days of creation, God rested on the seventh day. God put to rest His mastery over His creation. God took a distance from His own power, or let creation be. So for us, it means that we are to do the same. Just like God, we empty ourselves. Just like God, we take a distance from our powers, our mastery, our domination. Just like God, we are to humble ourselves. Remember that we are not the only people in the world. We are not the only creatures in the universe. We can think of the humble presence of Maurice Zundel, or the notion of reverence of von Hildebrandt. We are a humble presence in the world. We have reverence for others and for the created world. Now we can ask, how can the dialogue help us in making a moral decision? Commandments 1 and 2 tell us that God is in our situation. God is a liberating God and wants us to stay away from slavery. He does not want us to get stuck in darkness. God wants us to live properly. God wants us to live happily without slavery. God wants us to live a fulfilled life. Commandment number 4 tells us to honor life. It tells us to really live fully in gratitude. Be happy, be grateful for life, and honor those who transmit life, the people who transmit to us liberation, wisdom, people who make us grow, people who help us mature, people who help us deepen ourselves in life. Let us honor them. And then commandments 5 to 10 tell us that we can do anything we want to do. But let us check the limits. There are certain things we should not anymore do. Do not do this, do not do this, do not do this, because at a certain point we are already abusive. We are already entering into the condition of slavery. So 5 to 10 makes us ask questions about the abuse of our freedom, about the violation of human dignity. At what point are we too full of ourselves? And then, of course, in between, as sandwiched, is the commandment on the Sabbath. The commandment on the Sabbath distance. Just like God, we empty ourselves, we humble ourselves, we revere people around us, we respect their dignity, we revere the created order. Just like God, we make sure that others and ourselves do not live in slavery, that we do not step on the dignity of one another. Hopefully, the discussion can help us. God bless all of us. Amen.